Hello, all my faithful viewers. You failed. It's been 3 seconds in the video and I already failed. Welcome back to another Minecraft video. And today we're doing something a little special that I've never really done before. It is a snapshot review. I usually do reviews of the updates after they come out, but this time we're doing something a little special because this one looks really cool. So I decided to do it. Yeah. So I figure we're going to jump right into it. This is for 1.10. Apparently we're going back to the 1.1. We're not going to do a 2.0. We're going back into the 1.1s. So welcome. Yeah, so let's jump right into it. And right off the bat, we have 4 new blocks here, and we actually have some more, but they're over there. We have some new blocks. So we're going to go ahead and get started. These are mostly nether blocks. I'm actually kind of surprised at this. So first thing we have here is we have the magma block. So this is actually a new block. It sort of gives off light, but not really. It's not a very good light source. They're found obviously randomly spawning in the nether, and I don't think you can actually craft them, but they do have a special effect when you walk on them. So we're just gonna go ahead and boop. Ow. Yep, see, they hurt. So I would not... Apparently you can walk across them if you're shifting. You just can't walk across them when you're standing. So be wary. This is going to pose a new threat to travelers in the nether. So yeah, be wary when you're traveling, because that could probably do some damage. Why did I just take a screenshot? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to go back into game mode. That could probably cause some serious damage for you well in the nether. So next what we're going to look at is the nether wart brick. So we already have nether brick, but now we have nether wart brick. So nether wart brick can be crafted. It's just a simple 2 nether bricks like this and 2 nether warts like this. And I really like the brick. I'm not sure this is going to be used in some new structure like the nether fortress, or if this is just a new block. I guess we'll find out when the update comes out. Next what we have the nether wart block. If you're going to go to make another wart brick, you may as well make another wart block. So very simply, it is just 9 nether warts and a crafting table and a square. It looks like this. I don't know what this is going to be used for. I haven't seen it in the nether yet. We're going to go take a peek later and see what we can find, but I haven't seen it yet, so still a little wondering. Next we have the bone block. And as you can see, if you turn your heads, it is a question mark. I do not know if this is craftable. I tried the obvious crafting recipes and they did not work. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is craftable, although I do know that there will be a new randomly spawning structure. Not really structure, but a little tweak into the game. There will be fossils and you can go and find them. I think it's a giant rib cage, honestly, and those will be fun to go and look for and see what you can dig up. Maybe you can put one in your house. That'd be fun. But you can make some pretty cool stuff with these blocks, so expect a lot from them. Next we have something I'm really looking forward to, and these are the structure blocks. These are something that has been highly found in mods, but now is finally getting added to the game. These will allow you to save your cool structures and move them. There's several different uses for them. One I've demonstrated over here. You can take a random chunk from the ground and just put it up here. So it does not actually cut the stuff from the ground, it just copies it, like I did with this house over here. I was testing it out, and I made a simple house, and then I copied it over here. I didn't do such a good job, so now there's no floor, but hey, it's more accessible. So there are 4 of these structure blocks, and they can be easily changed, and I will explain them for you. They can be rather confusing if you do not use them correctly. Luckily, you have me. So there's 4 of them. They each have an independent design. We have the save, we have the load, we have the corner, and we have the data. Each of these will allow you to save and transfer your buildings to a different area. So the save simply saves the thing. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff here, which I will go into detail later. The load loads your structure. Not exactly rocket science. The corner block marks a corner in your structure. I'll explain later. And the data block, I have no clue what it does. I honestly have no clue what the data block does. D, W. That's the structure I use later. I have no clue what it does. I think it's just there. I don't... I'll look into that. I don't think it does anything. I'll be right back. I'm just going to check. Right back. Alright, so I did check what a data block did, and data blocks are useful for saving items within chests. So if you want to replicate a dungeon, then you use a data block. Okay, so there are several different ways to save and move your creations. The first of which is the more complicated of the two. I don't like it as much. And I'm actually kind of bad at it, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. So say we wanted to move this structure. What the heck are those doing on there? I was going to take those off. You didn't see anything. That was for Caleb. But you didn't see anything? Yeah. So we want to move this very creepy structure, which I am starting to regret building, from here to over here. There's two different ways we can do this, starting with the harder of the two. So we're going to place down a structure block, and it's going to come with the data. To change between the four, you just press the button in the corner until you find the structure block you're looking for. So here we have the structure name. How we're going to do this? We just name a random name. So I'm going to just name it A for the sake of simplicity. So A. Now what we're going to do with A, we are going to say how far away the structure is. In this case, it's really not. So we're going to actually say it's actually -1. We want to go 1 down. So it's really not that far away. We're right up against it. If we were over here, we would say 1 and then -2. So for a structure size, we're going to say the dimensions of the structure. So if we want this to be 3 blocks high, we're going to put 3. If we want it to be, it's a relatively square structure, so we're just going to say 4 blocks. 4, 4. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click detect. This is going to give me a box. As you can see, we have done this incorrectly. The box is wrong. So we are just going to say 0. So now what it looks like is it has the structure outlined and it's ready to move it. So what I can do is I can click save. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to find my block. I'm going to go to load. I'm going to enter in the structure name. It has to be the same name or else it won't work. I'm going to click load. It's going to give you a certain area and then you can choose where you want to put it. Load. So then we have our creepy structure. But apparently the armor stands did not replicate. Okay. So since our save block was in the structure, we have our save block here. So if you guys want your save block, it's not really a problem. If you don't, you can just delete it. Another thing we can do with the load block, like with that method, is we can also choose where we want to put it. We can see the relative position. So say we wanted to put it a little ways away from the load block. We can put it 2, 6, 2. So that's just going to say how far away from the load block we want it. Where did I put it? Where did I? Oh, forgot to put the name in there. That's A. Yeah, A. So now we can click load. It'll show us where the box is. There it is. So now it's floating in the sky. As you can see, it's not right on top of the load block. So your load block doesn't necessarily have to be right on top of your structure. Then we click load, and now we have a floating creepy fetish thing. Alright, so next what we're going to do is we're going to show you the other method of the structure. So this is relatively easier, I'd like to say, but yeah, that's up to you. So first what we're going to do is we're going to go to a corner block. The corner block, you need to name the structure. I'm going to just say S, and yeah, this needs to be in one corner. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move and place a structure block in the exact opposite corner. This is where you want your structure block to be, where you want your corner to be. So there we go, done. So I'm going to boop, boop, move that. Now we have this. What we're going to do now is we're going to get a save block. It doesn't have to be inside, you just have to have the right letter, or the name. I'm going to say S. Now I'm going to detect. So since the... Oh, shoot, I forgot to name this one. Corner S. So now what it should do is we should be able to click detect. Now if it detects it correctly, it will find the structure and it will detect it. I have done it incorrectly because it is not high enough yet. Put it one block up and S. Done. Now let's go detect. And you can... What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? It's back to a data block. These can be kind of tricky sometimes, and they can be butts. I know. It's being a butt right now, but you just have to work with it. Detect. Voila. So now, quite simply, we click save, and we do the exact same process we've just done. We go over here with the load block, go over, click, get the load block, click, or do whatever you want with the relative positions, and click, oh, I actually have to click the right structure. Load. It's going to be right on top. I'm fine with that. Load. Voila. Here it is. So that is the structure block. Now we have 3 creepy beds floating in the sky. So there's several different ways to do it, and I think this is going to add a better way to transport structures. I'm not sure what blocks are currently available that you can do these with, or what blocks will transport. Obviously, we found out that armor stands do not transport. So we'll have to look into that. I'm not sure what blocks will be transported later. So I personally think that there's a lot of cool, interesting uses for this, like this. This will be fun. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for this. So now we move on to the fun part. As you can see, we have a lot of new spawn eggs. Notice I did not say mobs. We don't have a lot of new mobs in this one. We only have 3 so far. But we do have a lot of spawn eggs. So Mojang went back on it and thought that it would be a good idea to make spawn eggs for each individual animal. That's right. Now we can individually spawn mules, zombie horses, skeleton horses, donkeys, cats. That's off center. New mob, which Elder Guardians. That's a new mob. That's a new mob. That's a new mob. And Wither Skeletons. So that's pretty cool. I think it's going to be fun to actually be able to spawn individual animals. I think it's really nice that they got a skeleton horses. Skeleton horses and zombie horses are going to make it a lot easier to obtain things that you wouldn't be able to obtain otherwise, unless you knew what you were doing. So that's going to be fun. Now we have 3 new mobs, which I'm going to grab. We have the polar bear, the husk, and the stray. These are 3 very different mobs that are going to add a lot to the game, I'd say. Well, not a lot, I should... Nah, wow, I screwed up. They're not going to add a lot, but they are cool things that will make gameplay cooler. What am I saying? Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop talking. No, I don't even know anymore. So, yeah. 3 cool mobs that are just going to make the game more cool. I don't know. You know what? You guys can judge for yourself when you see them. So... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Do you know how long it took to build that creeper? Be right back. So after going into creative and receiving steak for myself, I'm going to head back up here. So command blocks were glitching for me. I'm not sure if that is part of the new update or if that's just, you know, command blocks are deciding not to work today. But they were not working for me today, so we have a ladder. So up here is our new mob testing zone. There's a giant hole in the middle, which isn't going to be exactly fun, but yeah. So first thing we're going to go ahead and look at is the polar bear. So it's honestly a pretty cool design. These things are going to be passive until you do one thing with them. It's not until you slap them. Or is it? Okay, apparently it is aggressive when you slap it. So the polar bear has a cool attack. As you can see, it's actually going up and then coming down to hit me, and it's a hard hitter. I'm gonna have to kill it, but there is a way to kill it when it's attacking you. If you go up, then you can actually block the attack as it's coming down. I'll show that again, just because I didn't think it was going to attack me. As you can see, it is actually friendly until it is attacked, like some other mobs, like the wolf. So I'm going to go ahead and slap it again. And so you can see its attack. I'm going to let it hit me. You can see it go up. It's actually a pretty strong mob. So one way to deflect it is when it's going up, you can hit it in the stomach. And not only will that not do damage, sometimes it will knock you back, but if you're not fast enough, it will still do damage. But it will do damage. It will do damage on both parts. As you can see, it went up and I hit it in the stomach, but it still did damage to me. It won't just immobilize it. It will just knock it back. So I'm just going to demonstrate that one more time. As it goes up, you can see if I hit it in the stomach before it comes down, it will not do damage to me. But sometimes I can still hit it, and it will still do damage. If you're fast enough, though, you can block it. So one other way to get a polar bear mad at you is if you get in between a mama and her cubs. Holy crap, holy crap. Why are there 2 of them attacking me? Holy crap. Holy crap. Why are you trying to kill me? No, please. Please, mama. I don't know what I did. No, no, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? No, I smacked the cub. Okay, go back, go back. I'm sorry, mama. Sorry. Okay, I'm not sure what just happened, but now there's a cub running around, and I'm sorry for all you people, PETA people. I'm really sorry, but I have to. No, no, stop, stop. You know what? Fine. You're gonna be allowed to live. So, yeah, you can see, here's her mama. Okay, well now she has that cub. And, okay, now there's 2 polar... Why are you attacking me? You're so mean. Yeah. Okay. So you can see, here's a mama with her cub. Still passive. If I get in the way of the mama and her cub, start shoving the cub a little. Shoving the cub a little. Get in between the... Okay. Yeah. You see, if I get in the way of the mama and her cub, she will go into a protective mode. You just have to, you know, dig around in there a little, if you know what I mean. A little, whew, in there. But yeah, if you get in the way of a mama and her cub, she will begin to attack you. Which, yeah, she's not very nice. If you also smack the cub, I believe, they will begin to attack you too. So right now the polar bear doesn't have any cool, interesting drops, unique. But I'm hoping in the future we can get like some polar bear skin or something so we can make some really cool like Eskimo clothes. I'm not sure what's going to come though. Next we're going to take a look at the husk. So the husk is a strictly desert mob. And you can see it in the way it looks. It sort of looks like a desert zombie, which I think exactly is what it is. So one thing unique about the husks, they will not burn in daylight. So you've got to fight these things during night and during day. They do an interesting effect to you when they hit you. It gives you, I believe it's 15 seconds probably, of hunger. So not too bad of a mob. This should be pretty easy, but if you get ganged up on by other mobs with the husk, it will probably do some not fun stuff to you, especially with the hunger. That's probably going to be a pain when traveling through the desert. I'm not sure though. Maybe they'll add, again, the husk doesn't have any special drops. It just goes by current zombie drops. Maybe they'll add some new ones in the future. I hope so. I'm looking forward to seeing some unique husk drops. I didn't mention it earlier, but the polar bear does drop raw fish when you kill it, and on occasion a raw salmon. And the polar bear spawns in icy cold biomes. So your taiga and your ice peak thing. So one more mob we have is the stray. So again, the stray is sort of a cold weather version of the skeleton. It will have your natural skeleton drops and, you know, all that jazz. So here we can see the stray. It hasn't seen it yet. It has. So you can see it sort of looks like a version of the skeleton that looks freaking cool. I mean, you can see it has the tattered clothes going on and it has the really cool eyes. But yeah, it's not doing too much damage with its bow, but it did give me slowness. It's giving me 30 seconds of slowness every time it hits me, which seems to be a lot. It's actually a really cool mob, and I'm looking forward to fighting these things. If there are multiple strays and there's other mobs that gang up on you, these things could probably hurt a lot. So I'm looking forward to some more cool stray action and stuff. But yeah, these are 2 really cool mobs that I'm hoping we can see a lot of in the future. And on our way down, we have a few more things to do. We're going to go take a look in the Nether, and we're also going to do something else, which I completely forgot about. But one thing I'd like to see about the polar bears, I would really like to see them be able to be tamed. That would be a really cool addition to the game. I mean, you could have a polar bear pet. That would be amazing. I want a polar bear pet. Now. But yeah, polar bear pets, hopefully in the future. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take a quick jump to the Nether, because most of our things have been about the Nether. So let's see what's going to happen. Right now not looking too different, but hopefully will here in a sec. That was me messing around earlier. I was just checking out the blocks and stuff. So we spawned by a fortress, which is pretty cool. And here we can see the magma blocks. They do spawn randomly. And yeah, those will slow you down a little bit when traveling. I'm not sure what else we're gonna find in here, to be honest. I haven't poked around yet. I'm not sure where they're going to use the new blocks, like the nether wart brick. I'm not sure where they want to put that, but I'm hoping it's going to be put to good use because it looks really cool. If it gets its own structure, that would be really cool, I think. What's in here? Saddles. I love saddles. Okay. Apparently, there is not much in this structure. I'm just going in circles. Wonderful, because I love circles. Okay, apparently I'm lost. There's a wither skeleton, by the way. Hi, Mr. Wither Skeleton. Nope, no. Okay. So, I think that's about it. I'm not sure where they're going to put the new blocks. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Endermen are now spawning in the nether. I'm not sure if they've done that before. If you have, please let me know if you've seen one in the nether. I'm not sure if that's a big thing, but I've never seen one in there. So, I'm guessing that's new. Possibly. And one more function of the game that I haven't seen anyone else mention, so maybe it's always been there and I just haven't noticed it. You can now go up stuff without having to press the space bar. Or whatever your key is, without having to jump. I am climbing up this hill without having to jump, and it is amazing, and I'm loving every second of it. So it's sort of like how it used to be with horses, or how it is with horses, except now it's with players, which I really like. I'm really glad that they did that. It'll make traveling around a lot easier for me, because I know I'm one to try and not press the spacebar. I'm used to just having it go up on its own. But yeah, I'm really glad that's going to be implemented into the game. So yeah, oh gosh, this lag. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing more of 1.10 or 1.0, no, 10.1, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing more about this update, and please keep me posted when the next snapshot comes out so I can do another one of these. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night. Iron Fist Gaming,